And welcome in, everybody, to the recap of Eagles preseason game number 1. They get thumped by the Baltimore Ravens 24-7. Does it get much uglier than that? Welcome to Philadelphia, everybody. We'll be overreacting to preseason game number 1. We'll be joined by John McMullen shortly, who will join us. He is right now in the locker room and just had the press conference with Nick Sirianni post-game. The Eagles lose preseason game number 1, 24-7 from the Baltimore Ravens. And I'll tell you what, guys, that is the least concerning number coming out of this game. Now, I will preface it. It's preseason football. We're not going to go too over the top here. It's vanilla down. It's backups versus backups all over the board. But you want to see a little something, all right? Other than Eagles players being on the screen, there wasn't many positives from the game today. Really, the only positives I took are Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who I thought looked great. Campbell was only out there for a little bit, but he looked solid. And I thought Cole Payton was the best of the quarterbacks tonight. You know, in an unlikely scenario where you have two quarterbacks battling for quarterback 2, both of them hurt their stock. Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton were both horrible in that game. They were horrible in that game. I thought when Tanner came in, I'm like, all right, at least maybe we'll move the ball a little bit now. Nothing. Okay, so I'll give you guys the rundown on the numbers. All right, they lost the game 24-7. They had 6 total first downs. 6 total first downs. Okay, 0 third down conversions. 7 3-and-outs. 159 total yards of offense, and Baltimore had 440. All right, 10 penalties for 96 yards. I'm not happy about that. I think that's partly on coaching. And then Baltimore had 3 for 25. So Sean Mannion's debut produces absolutely nothing. I'll say that one more time. Absolutely nothing from Sean Mannion's debut. Yo, guys, what happened to Tanner McKee? Tanner McKee looked horrible. He looked horrible. Andy Dalton looked horrible. I mean, at least this guy Cole Payton did some things out there. But let me give you guys those numbers again. I just said them. I want you to listen closely because I know you didn't hear all of them. 24-7, they lost. 6 total first downs in the game. 0 third down conversions. 7 3-and-outs. And 159 total yards of offense. Baltimore had 440. 10 penalties for the Birds for 96 yards. The Ravens only had 3 for 25. So not a good showing for the Eagles' first offensive performance. Look, it is preseason. You can't get too wrapped up in it. I do think Nick Sirianni's fallen in love with this thing of, you know, we keep everything super close to the vest. I didn't see any motion out there. I didn't see anything that they talked about with this new offense. Not a lot of positives. I think the number one positive for me tonight, and I'll check in with the chat in just a second here, but I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I mean, let me pull up his stats. I don't have them in front of me. I thought I saw a couple quarterback hits. I know he had the sack out there. I think he had 5 tackles, maybe at least out there. That dude can flat out play. Yeah, he had 5 tackles, 2 solo, 1 sack, and a quarterback hit. All right, Munden also had a quarterback hit. So I think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is probably the number one bright spot of the game tonight out there. I thought he was great out there. And then I'll give a couple other, I think, bright spots. Kelee Ringo, I think you got to give credit, you know, when somebody we've kind of beat up a lot on Kelee Ringo in terms of the chat and us here, you know, going back and forth. We've had a little bit of fun with it, but you know, he got a bad penalty tonight that put the Ravens in a goal situation, and then he bounces back, makes a great play, jumps a route, picks off the ball in the back of the end zone. I thought it was an exceptional play by Kelee Ringo. Good job by Kelee Ringo. I think that's worthy of a shout-out tonight as well. And one other guy I think is worthy of a shout-out. We've been giving him a lot of crap here in the summer, guys, and that is Ty Robinson. I thought that sack he had tonight, if you caught that in the first half of the game, was awesome. He made a great move to the inside, really went right by that offensive lineman and just, boom, got right after the quarterback. I thought that was a nice play there by Ty Robinson. So My positives tonight, I think Campbell was good, but it was a small spot for Campbell. I mean, he was only out there for, I think, a drive or two. It was Jeremiah Trotter Jr., a shout-out to Kelee Ringo for that nice pick, Ty Robinson, and I'm going to give Cole Payton a little shout as well. I thought a nice job by him coming in when the offense really had nothing. I think I don't know this to be sure. Let me see if I can get this play-by-play done. In the fourth quarter, I think they had four of their first downs, I believe, came in the fourth quarter. Now, I don't have the full play-by-play in front of me, but I mean, they did not have – how many first downs did I tell you they had in the game tonight? They had 6 first downs. Third downs, they were 0 for 9. 0 for 9 tonight on third down. 6 total first downs in the game. Baltimore was 3 for 5 on third down. Wait, I don't even understand this. Baltimore had 31 first downs in the game, and the Eagles had 6. Like, it's preseason. I'm not going to sit here and whine or mope or whatever. You know, it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but is there any effort or want to out there? I mean, how do you get beat 31-6 on first downs? I've never heard. That's like, you couldn't do that if you tried. 31-6 on first downs, 0 for 9 on third down. You know, it reminded me of last year. It's like the penalties again killed the offense. You had so many plays where you got moved back because of penalties. You have third and long situations. You put yourself in a brutal spot, and then you don't convert. I mean, they were 1 for 1 on fourth down, but O-line, I'll give a little credit to. I thought Markel Bell was good. Dude, do you guys see Markel Bell out there? You know, there was a couple plays out there. I'm at my family's house. I'm out in the garage. I've been relegated to the garage for a 10:40 night show here on the preseason. There was a play, though, in that first half. I'm watching, and you can see Markel Bell lined up at the right tackle spot. He's all 6'9" of him. And then right to his left at right guard is Willie Lampkin, who's like 5'10". I'm like, it looks like Markel Bell could freaking eat Willie Lampkin. It looks like he could eat him. Markel Bell is a freaking unit. Markel Bell is an absolute unit out there. I hope he can progress and develop, because I think he could be a really great player. I mean, obviously he has the size, and he seems to take, is taking to the developmental process, the learning process of it. So I'm excited about Markel Bell. I think that's a good spot. I'll give you that, whoever said that in the chat. Couple negatives out there. We talked about some of them. Sean Mannion, not a great debut. I heard the broadcast, Ross Tucker, say next week he's going to try and do it from the booth. Hey, maybe that produces a little better results. So we'll see about that. Darius Cooper, bad third down drop. I think it was 3rd and 5. I want to say it was from Andy Dalton at the time, early in the game. I've been hyping up Darius Cooper. I've been excited for him. You know, that's a play you got to make in the preseason when you're battling for that roster spot, when you're battling to, have the coaches trust you in a big moment, in a big spot later in the year. I was hoping that Darius Cooper made a play there. Bad drop by Darius Cooper. Not good there for him. If we go through the box score a little bit, Cole Payton, if you can believe it, 4 for 9, 37 yards and a touchdown. Nice touchdown to who was that? Ezukama? Or I forget what was it? What was that guy's name? Yeah, Ezukanma. Eric Ezukanma. 1 reception for 6 yards, and it was a tutty. All right. Cole Payton had 3 carries for 45 yards, and he was 4 for 9 in the air for 37 yards and a touchdown. Tanner McKee was an abysmal 6 for 10 for 35 yards, took 1 sack for 9 yards, and then Andy Dalton 3 for 6 for 20 yards. Andy Dalton and Tanner McKee looked horrible. Horrible. Now, they're lined up with a bunch of backups. I get it. There's not a great not playing with great players out there, but I would have liked to see a little bit more from these guys out there today. Okay, I would have liked to see a little bit more from these guys out there today. I forget the name of the corner who was hustling hard out there. Made 2 good plays that Ross Tucker mentioned. One of them, he got behind a receiver, hustled back, broke up the pass. And then the other one, he got beat on a play and then forced the fumble. I want to say it was Sean Wade. Was that the name of the guy? Sean Wade, I believe it was. Yeah, Wade. Sean Wade, number 30 out there. I knew it was number 30 because Campbell wore number 30 last year. It was interesting seeing Jahad Campbell wearing number 11. I'm like, normally that's A.J. Brown. Now it's Jahad Campbell, and then somebody else is wearing Campbell's number 30. That was Sean Wade. Couple good plays by him out there, but he did get beat. All right, so he did get beat, but I was pumped to see him keep hustling and not give up on the play. So that was pretty good. Markel Bell, we mentioned, was a good positive in the game. If you're just checking in on the show, I'm going to read you one more time the overall stats in this game. I mean, pretty alarming. Not alarming. It's preseason. I don't want to go over the top, but it is Philly. We love to overreact. All right. 24-7, they lose. They have 6 total first downs, 0 third down conversions. They were 0 for 9 on third down, 7 3-and-outs, 159 total yards to Baltimore's 440, 10 penalties for 96 yards, and Baltimore had only 3 for 25. So Sean Mannion's debut produces next to nothing. Okay, absolutely nothing. And both quarterbacks competing for quarterback 2 were bad enough that neither one of them won a darn thing tonight. Okay, and Tanner McKee and Andy Dalton. So not very good for them out there tonight. Dalton did get the start. For those who didn't catch the game, Dalton got the start. He played I believe it was the full first quarter. He finished 3 for 6 for 20 yards, and the group did not manage a single first down with Andy Dalton on the field. All right, a lot of miscommunications early. Cost Darius Cooper drop early in that game. 9 plays, 12 yards, 3 punts, and a 57 rating for Andy Dalton. He was 1 of 3 for 8 yards on third down. The lone completion came to Calcaterra. I believe it was like a 3rd and 20 situation or 3rd and long situation, so it didn't mean much. McKee came in that second quarter. He went 6 for 10, 35 yards. He had 1 first down, 0 points, 66.7 rating. Sacked for a 9-yard loss by Keon Martin, I think his name was, on a third down, and had a 3-and-out where an incompletion to Cooper ended it. All right, his notable connection was a 13-yard slant to Darius Cooper for the Eagles' first down of the entire game. Okay, so that was really it. I didn't see much from either of those two guys. I do think that Cole Payton looks solid. I mean, you could see that he's got some great athleticism. Definitely struggles in the pocket a little bit. Probably has a long way to go as a passer of the football. Pinch me if you felt this tonight. Jalen Hurts, are you out there? All right. We need Jalen Hurts out there, everybody. I mentioned my 2 positives on the defensive side of the ball. Well, I mentioned a couple of them, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was, to me, the number 1 positive of the game. Ty Robinson had that great sack. Kelee Ringo had that great interception. And Sean Wade had those hustle plays, and he had the hustle turnover as well. Oh, I also got to give a shout out to Joshua Wiru and Uar Bernard, our 2 international players. And I think both of those 2 guys, they didn't play much, but a good hustle play. Wiru had a quarterback hit, and I saw Uar Bernard get double teamed his very first snap. All right, so that was pretty interesting to see. So shout out to those 2 guys. It's going to be interesting to follow their careers along as well. I do wonder if Howie's thinking, are those 2 guys going to get through waivers? Weir had that quarterback hit. It was a nice play tonight. Markel Bell had a good game. All right, first career game with the Birds as a right tackle. He looked comfortable out there to me. Had a nice block on a Shipley run. I believe that was in the second quarter of the game, so I thought a nice job by him. Fred Johnson didn't look great tonight. He had the holding penalty early in the game. Not a great job there, okay? Not a great job there for him. Willie Lampkin was solid. I believe he started at center or right guard. No, center. And then he moved to right guard, and they switched him and Kendall. So Kendall started at the right guard, and Lampkin was at center. And then the second drive of the game, it was weird, only 1 drive. They switched them back and forth. All right, so that's what I noticed out there. I'm not sure what the thing was with that. Jake Majors was a dud out there. Darius Cooper struggled a little bit. And then injury news, Jacorian Bennett was the one who went down with the injury. Other than that, I don't think there was any other injuries as well. I think something notable that they pointed out in the broadcast, which I did find noteworthy as well. We've been following along this training camp safety battle, and it's been Marcus Epps and Michael Carter III. Marcus Epps was in street clothes, did not play tonight, got the starter treatment. and Michael Carter did not. He played the game tonight, which I think tells you the Eagles are pretty comfortable with Marcus Epps being their starting safety alongside Drew Makuba. All right. That was interesting as well while I'm on that. Drew Makuba did not play tonight at all, and they did bring out Jahad Campbell. I thought that was interesting. Both of those guys played about half the season last year. I think Makuba played a little bit more than Campbell in terms of snaps. Campbell played tonight. Makuba didn't. I thought that was a little interesting. So that's worth pointing out as well. So I think something here is, they never like to do anything basically in preseason. Nick Sirianni is always keeping things very close to the vest. They wanted to operate a very limited menu of concepts and things of that nature on offense, but it was a brutal game. I'll take some comments from the great people, and we'll get John McMullen up shortly. I thought John would be in. He texted me. Okay, he'll be on soon. He just texted me he'll be back up now.